Welcome to the EARTHVOX podcast. The EARTHVOX podcast. EARTHVOX podcast.
I should have gone back. I should have gone back and looked at the all the other files to figure out how long it's been since we did one of these, because I think it's been about a year to the day, but I really can't say that because I have no idea. But we're back from camping, and joining me for this special occasion, Monday night podcast, makeup edition, Mrs. EARTHVOX is here. And there she is. Look how beautiful. Oh, what a nice smile. Was it a year or was it 2 years?
I don't remember.
But I remember being hot and sweaty, just like I am now. And that the tequila doesn't help. But that's how we like to do it. So normally we do a show Sunday. Normally I do a show. And I mean, she helps. Sunday at 11. But today we're doing it different. I got a surprise day off, and it was really just it's been a crazy month in terms of weekends and having time to do anything, to fit in. Like, I had this grand plan for, we were going to pick one day some week to do a podcast, and then I was just going to upload it before we went camping, and then I wouldn't miss my 11 o'clock deadline, or, whatever, 11 o'clock a.m. regular stream. But these are always a lot of fun. And we just went camping, and I think our opinions are different on camping.
Mm-hmm.
But mine has only changed recently because I don't know. Tell me why you like it.
Why I like camping? It's fun. The girls have a blast. I like to just be outside and I think it's good for all of us to not use our electronics all the time. And typically we are always using our electronics, all of us.
Yeah.
And I think you can't use it when you're camping. I like that. I like the little break from all of it. And I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
You have you're just there. That's it. No plan.
Yeah, I do like being outdoors. I do like that the kids have something to do the entire time. The absence of electronics is also good, especially for the kids, because the kids, all I hear all day long when I listen to my podcasts throughout my workday is about how awful tablets and screens are for your children and their developing minds, which sucks and I always feel guilty.
Yeah.
Because
I do too.
But they enjoy it so much, and it's not like we give it to them like a babysitter. They know they have a limited amount of time to use it, like you have the timers set and all of that. But camping, it seems like it's so much work for so little time away. But when it comes to camping, you don't want to, 2 months is like the maximum. 2 months, two days. 2 days is like the maximum. I don't know how months
30.
Got into my mouth, but any longer than that, and you're like, then you start to need facilities. You need to take a shower. You want to use, this situation was particularly jacked up. Why don't you tell us what happened?
Oh, you mean me? we have a secluded spot that we go camping every year for Callie's birthday.
It's like a secret spot.
It's like on the other side of a lake and nobody really knows. It's not a campsite. It's just a spot that's perfect right on the water. So they can just go to the water at any point in the day because we're right there.
You don't have to worry about them like coming around the corner and seeing that they're floating face down because you can see them playing on the beach in the water from any angle.
But somebody was there this year. So that sucked. And she was very upset. And I was very upset. And we had to go find a different spot. So we had to go to an actual campground, which we were really bummed out about.
Because
but I mean, there's that too. There's an actual toilet, like there's, everything's there. There's garbage cans. You can just take your garbages over there.
Yeah, the grounds were nice.
It definitely changed our plans for sure.
It was very disappointing. Our secret spot was overtaken by some random jackasses that we now hate for no other reason than they invaded the worst part for me, the thing that I was most upset about is it felt like they beat us there by
like
20 minutes, an hour, maybe, because they did exactly what we were going to do.
Yeah, they just secured the spot.
Go in there, set up our shade tent, a couple of camping chairs, maybe set the tent up. I mean, we were trying to be really efficient about it because I had to work all day before we went out there. So we were going to go the day before, set the tent up, basically do half the work. And instead what we ended up doing is just driving back and forth up and down the highway looking for potential good camping spots. Yeah. And we did, we found some contenders.
Yeah.
But nothing as cool as our super sweet secret spot on the backside of the lake that nobody knows about. And I want to know who talked.
Well, people do know about it, obviously.
I feel like it was because there was
when you're camping at that site that we were at, you could see across, and there have been times that they've been camping there and people have been over there before. So it's not like it's just ours. It's just not common. Like you don't just stumble upon it and be like, oh, perfect. You have to drive down quite the back road and really get down there to get to it. So it's not that popular, but it's not just our secret. Somebody else thinks it's their secret too, I'm sure.
Well, and we went out there on a Thursday,
mm-hmm.
And I don't know. And there was the one guy in the spot further up the road down to the water who was all set up.
Yeah.
On a Thursday, just camping, middle of the week, retired guy, I guess. And that was the sneaky part. Like, oh, we're going to go there on a Thursday afternoon and nobody will be there because who's camping on Thursday nights?
That's trying to do. He was like, I'll go down early because I'm free and I'll save us all this huge spot.
Yep. Because I'm retired and I'm going to, we're just going to have to start doing Wednesday. Mm-hmm. But the established campsite was fine. It was nice. I really felt like there was a surprisingly limited number of wasps. I think I've talked on the show before about how terrible the wasps were the last time.
Last year was terrible everywhere for bees. It was awful.
Full bites taken out of our food by the swarms, literal swarms.
Yeah, it was nuts. This year was not like that at all.
And even, you got eaten alive by mosquitoes, which usually the roles are reversed.
Yeah.
But that was just bad luck for you because usually I'm the one that gets eaten alive. So I put the bug spray on. I put the DEET. I like the wipes. Don't miss. You don't miss any spots. So I don't think I even got a single mosquito bite. You got 4 or 5 that are the size of a tennis ball.
Yeah, normally they don't do that either, but they're all swollen.
Well, I think what happened is I was protected. And
Yeah.
usually I take all of the mosquito attention away from you. So you're like desensitized or the opposite of desensitized. You're a little bit more sensitive to the bug bites. That's why they're
I
this
guess-
big around. Literally the size of a ping pong ball, probably. Mosquito bites. We assume they're mosquito bites just because, I mean,
I hope they're mosquito bites.
does DEET keep spiders? Well, I think we would know by now if it was something
Yeah.
dire.
And they're itchy. They feel like a mosquito bite, but other stuff can be itchy. I don't know. I think it's probably mosquitoes.
My beef with camping is that I have ADD
Mhm.
and I like run out of exciting things to do. Fortunately, on this camping trip, I got to take a nap for like the one entire afternoon, which on one hand I felt kind of lame for sleeping for however many. I mean,
I feel like that's also part of camping, though. Like, you're allowed to just go take a nap.
yeah,
And camping, you know, camping is just kind of one of those things. That's like also why you're allowed to just, oh, it's 11 o'clock. I can have a beer.
yeah, that's true. Which is also part of the reason that I needed a nap.
I want.
But I also feel a little bit guilty because I feel like I need to be, like you said, the whole reason is, I mean, the whole reason that I'm there is because the kids have such a good time and they get to hang out with their cousins and just play nonstop, wall to wall. So when I am like bored and sleepy and I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever time it was, I feel like, I missed out on them catching their fish, but it's not like it's their first time camping or their first time fishing. I feel like I remember when I used to like to go camping in my 20s. Like, I wouldn't bring anything. I'd bring a swimming suit, maybe. And I mean, this was over on the coast, like coastal camping. So swimming wasn't even really on the table. It was like just a party the whole time. I didn't need to bring anything. I didn't care about sleeping on the ground. I didn't care if
there was no butter.
Forgot something. Like this time, yeah, exactly. It's like you got to remember everything and you got to bring a grill to cook something on. It's just really what it boils down to is too much work for like the reward. And this is why, I mean, like your family who came with us, they all have campers and camp trailers and all. So they have like, they just got to hook the truck up to the thing and drag it to wherever they're camping and all their stuff is in there.
Yeah.
They don't have to like pack it all up in the car and then pack it all back down to the basement like we have to. Like it's all just there. It's in there. Yeah, we were done. It's our camping stuff. So we just leave it in our camper. So when we're ready to go, we hook up the truck and we drive our camper out to wherever we're going and all of our stuff is there. So much easier, so much more streamlined and less effort.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's such a pain in the ass the way we do it. Maybe we're doing it wrong.
Well, that's why I said I wanted a camper last year, but
Well, you should buy one.
I can't afford it.
How much are campers?
I looked into it a lot. I found a bunch of them, but
They're like $20,000, right?
that it's worth it to me to go out there. I mean, because I'm the one who does all the setup. You're not even there. you're at work still. But for me, it's worth it. I have no problem doing it to go camping for 2 days. I have no problem doing that.
That's like the way to go camping, though, for 2 days. These things are like $30,000, bro.
Yeah. When I was looking,
Check out the video on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Twitch if you like. We're shopping Camping World used 2023.
We're gonna have to just find somebody on the side of the road that's selling a camper. We're not gonna buy one of these from Camp World.
Yeah, but the people that are selling them on the side of the road are going to want cash.
Yeah.
These allow financing. What I want to do, and I know you've heard this many times, I want to buy a parcel of land on the water.
Well, who does
so that we always have our own little private. I mean, yeah, it's a lot more. I mean, look at this one's only $14,999, $117 a month. No pictures of the inside. That's not at all suspicious. And look how tiny it is.
Well, I mean, it's better than
It's like a 1-bedroom.
That's where you keep your camping stuff.
We could just get like a horse trailer and retrofit it.
I mean, people do stuff like that.
But, is a horse trailer? A horse trailer is not even that. I mean, what is a horse trailer like? Half the price of that?
I have no idea.
Everything cool is too expensive because I'm too cheap.
Well, that's why we're not. I mean, we're not going to buy a camper right now.
Look at this horse. These horse trailers. Can you see this?
No.
2000. I mean, I have no idea what I'm looking at, but this one's 51,000.
All right.
And this one's 47,000. This one's 130,000.
That's going to be a no for me.
All right. Well, hey, at least we're making progress. We're making progress in our decisions, our camping decisions.
A tent is fine.
And I like our tent.
I will camp in a tent and I will put it up. I put it up all by myself.
And you do.
You did.
It's really impressive. I mean, because like, listen, I'm at work all day and I get off. Like, this is what happens on Friday. I went to work all day, 8 hours, 8.5 hours. I loaded up when I got back. I loaded up like pop-up shade, a few coolers, the Blackstone grill, and the dogs. I brought the dogs. And are you looking at the dogs?
Which I.
They're in the room right now.
Yeah.
And when I get out to the campsite, everything's all set up. All the tables are set up. The tent, it's like a 3-bedroom tent, whatever that means to you in your mind. The air mattresses are inflated. The beds are made. And that's all you by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. For me, it's worth it. I know that you barely even want to be there. And I don't want to like be there with somebody who's annoyed either.
Right.
Who's frustrated and clearly doesn't want to be there. But I do want to be there. And it's worth it for me to build the tent and to blow up the air mattress and to put the tables together and have it all ready. And then you can come and get the rest of the stuff out of the truck and do whatever there is left to do, which isn't much. And then at least be a little bit less miserable. Well,
yeah, it's just, again, like the amount of work for the amount of time to be there enjoying it. It's like driving, 300 miles to stay somewhere for the weekend.
It doesn't look like that to me. It's not that much work.
What? It's not the same work as driving 300 miles?
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. Like it's like when you get there, it sucks. You got to get everything out of your car. You got to load up everything, set it all up. Like that's not fun. Really?
Gotta drag it all out of the basement.
Yeah, but honestly, dragging it out of the basement is fun because the girls are so excited that it is enjoyable for me. It really is.
It's a huge payoff.
They're so excited. They're literally having so much fun just taking sleeping bags up the stairs because they cannot wait to go camping. That part is actually really enjoyable for me. Getting everything upstairs is very enjoyable. Even loading up my car, like not, it's totally fine. Like it's not miserable at all. They're having so much fun. They're helping me do everything because they're so excited. They're taking whatever I ask, even if it's a little bit too heavy. I can do it, Mom. I'm strong. Putting it all in the car because they're so excited.
Because they're so pumped.
They're like, I'll help you. I mean, really, they can't. Like, they can't help me build the tent. They're just kind of like in my way. They can hand me stuff, whatever. But also, once we get there, like their cousins are there, so they can go run around and play, and I can just do this real quick and get it done. And then once it's done, it's done.
So then the fun begins.
Yeah, and then it's that rest of that day, which usually I go out early, so usually that's like one whole day, and then another whole day, and then the next morning, and then you pretty much that's it. You pretty much start to tear down.
When the last morning shows up, then it's like, okay, it's just the looming chore of
part of camping. Not any of the setup, not any of the loading, none of that. The only part of camping that I'm like, oh dang it, is when it's over and I have to tear down this freaking tent, roll up these dirty sleeping bags. Like that's the only part that I'm like, okay.
And this is after you've slept like shit for the last 2 nights.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Just bought it, used it twice, and it doesn't even work. So that's cool.
Well, we got what? Oh no, because we only had one air mattress originally, right? Or did we pop? How did we end up with this travesty of an air mattress that we have now?
Oh God.
Because I feel like we used to have one of those little thin, like 10-inch.
Held up way better than ours. The girls was full of air.
The whole time.
The whole time.
And we were like, oh, this one's got a weird spot on it. Let's get a better one.
Try and get the spot one. Well, now, because you know what? This one probably wouldn't even stretch out that much for them. They could probably use it just fine, and we could use the other.
So we should swap.
Oh.
I was this close to kicking one of those kids into that bed with you and getting on our old one. Because at least, like, if your hip touches the ground through, like if your deflated air mattress allows your body to touch the ground, it's like your hip that's touching the ground first, because that's like your center mass.
Yeah.
And then that just allows the rest of your body to kind of lay flat using the poorly inflated air mattress that is still supporting your weight. On this piece of shit we have, that's like one of the 3-foot thick ones, we just both sink into the middle and are
right in here.
Yeah, we're hammered into the V or whatever it was you said that was a funny like euphemism that neither of us can remember.
It was awful. It was awful. It was a couple of awful nights of sleep. Well, mostly one night of awful sleep.
I think I just, like, if I really committed to enjoying camping, then I would have a camper and I'd have jet skis and I'd have 4-wheelers, and it would be like,
that sounds like way more work, dude.
All of this stuff to like enhance the experience.
I don't need that. I guess that's you, stronger ADD than me.
Yeah, man, I need stuff to do. I don't like just sitting in a camping chair next to the water the whole time. I just don't. It just feels like a huge waste of time.
Read a book.
I kind of wished I would have brought a book. And I'm actually surprised that I didn't, or that you didn't bring a book.
Well, I always used to bring a book every time, but I actually have a lot of fun. I'm like talking to Chelsea. I'm talking to Ashton. I'm talking
your relatives.
Yeah, like I'm like having conversations and doing stuff, singing songs, singing some NSYNC with my sister. I'm like playing with the kids a little bit. I am doing stuff. I'm just not like, I don't need a big task to keep me busy. I'm just having a good time. Like Chelsea and I can talk for hours and hours, and we do it all the time.
There were, yeah, I mean, it's not like I had a terrible time. I just feel like it's a lot of work for minimal.
As it is for me.
Like, I already have all of this stuff at my house. I have places to sit, and I don't need coolers full of ice.
As much as I do.
What?
I don't know. It's just different opinion, I guess. I love to camp. I love it. It's so much fun. I've always loved it. I still love it.
Well, and this is why, I mean, we've spent the last 20 minutes like talking about this. Like, I'm trying to figure out for myself, like, why I don't like it anymore. And like, none of these reasons.
You're just old and angry.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I can't figure out why I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. Like, man, I used to work. My work schedule used to be Tuesday through Saturday. So I would go to the camping spot on Saturday night after everyone had already been there for one, because they all worked normal person schedules. So I could be there. So they were there at on Friday night, Friday afternoon. And I would drive out there on Saturday night after I got off work to just spend one night out there. And now I'm just like, you guys go.
You had too much phone, too much TV, your brain.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think you have more phone and TV than I do.
I'm kind of talking crap. I'm just kidding.
No, I know. But I'm being really serious because I'm trying to figure out what is wrong with my life.
A podcast all day long at work, right? Like, that's still having I'm not saying that like that's a bad thing to do. I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that because your brain needs whatever. I'm just saying that, I don't know, maybe you're like, you need the stimulation, and out there you don't get that. Because you don't. Like, we can't just put on whatever. We have no service. You can only listen to music.
I do wish.
Sit here and listen and sit. You know, you can sit in the backyard in a camping chair, right, and just listen to a podcast or, you know, watch your phone, right?
I do wish that there was phone service for some things.
I don't. I like, okay, sometimes I'm like, damn it, there's no service. I can't tell you, dude, I didn't bring our pillows. Remember that one year?
Yeah.
I'm already I just drove all this way. I can't tell you I don't have pillows. Like, that part, I'm like so frustrated. But there is no point in time when I'm camping that I want my phone. I'm like so happy that I don't have it, because I have the same thing where I want to be on my phone. I want to pick it up. It's like, you know, it's like an addiction. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, put your phone down. Like, why do you need to do that all the time? I'm constantly like looking to just see nothing. And I love it. I love that I can't do it. I do not wish there was service at all.
I did like not knowing like what time it was.
Yeah. It's just like, just whatever. Just
putting my phone down and just not even, because it's worthless. It's just a worthless.
I'm like, I don't even know where my phone is. I like that, because normally I always know where my phone is. So I like to be like, I don't even know where it is. I think it might be in the tent. Like, I don't know. I need to take a picture of this little frog. Like, oh no, where's my phone? But the fact that I don't know where it is, I'm like, that's good. That's good. That's good.
And I did notice that there was like emotions and like appreciation for the things that are around you in the absence of the phone, which is good. And I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why I don't like camping anymore. I don't really care that much about having a phone or video game. I like having a comfortable bed to sleep in. Oh, yeah. I like having running water. I like having a refrigerator. I like having all of the stuff that's at home that I don't need to remember to bring.
But another thing about camping that I realized this time is that it made me like just appreciate the people I was with, because I mean, and it might be different because they're my people, you know, like they're my, It's my sister and her family and my brother and his family, but like they're just like good people, like, and they do stuff for my kids, you know, like my brother takes both the girls out kayaking after he just took both of his kids out kayaking so that they can catch a fish. And you know, Ashton is very helpful with the kids. I'll take them down to the beach. I have, like, she's always accommodating to all the kids. My sister bakes the cake that Callie wants, the dream cake, makes sure it has all the things she wants, brings it all out there for us. Like, there's just a lot of, and even just my sister-in-law's mom, you know, like she paid money for all of us to get those spots. Of course we paid her back, but just the fact that she was willing to reserve all these spots for us to get out there and, you know, get Callie her birthday that we failed to do the first time. It's just like, you know, we don't really get to spend time with people like that and just hang out like that unless we're camping. Really, like, that's, I mean, we get together all the time, but there's something different about it. Like, you really get to just be together because that's
It's
all
kind of like a grown-up slumber party.
yeah, that's all you can do. Like, you can't hang out with people really like that unless you're out in the woods and have no service and you got to sit there and talk to each other and be around each other. And the kids too, like, I get to talk to my nephews, which I don't normally. Usually I go over there and I'm talking to their mom, my sister. It's just, I don't know, I enjoy it. I enjoy all that, the people aspect of it.
I have fun. I do. I enjoy myself. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about this whole conversation. Like, I don't, because if I didn't enjoy myself, then I would say, no, I'm not going. And of course, this was for Callie's birthday. So it's like, you know, whatever, grin and bear it.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm miserable the whole time. I'm not miserable the whole time. We're just going to have to buy a camper.
Yeah, because I'm not going to stop going. I will go without you. I mean, I will, I can. They have cooking stuff. I can bring food. I can put up the tent. And you know, we've come to the point in our relationship where I'm not going to make you do stuff that makes you miserable. And you're not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. Like, no. It's reasonable, right? Like, and so.
Because honestly, the only motivation that I would have for stopping you from doing something that you want to do is because I would have to also do it.
And that's why I said, like, we're past that. I don't care. You don't have to come. I want you to come. I invite you to everything that, you know, like, it's not about that, but it's like, just because you don't want to go doesn't mean I shouldn't go either.
Well, I think this is just kind of a classic, like,
yeah,
married couple thing. Like, it's in all the
different people, right? Like, it's, you don't have to want to do everything I want to do.
But it's in like every sitcom and every comedy movie. Like, the in-laws are coming over, or we got to go meet the in-laws, or we got to go do this. You know, like the King of Queens, like all of this content, all of these stories exist because regular people connect and identify with that kind of story. Like, the wife is dragging me to go do this shit I don't want to do, and I'm gonna, you know, whatever hijinks ensues. But this isn't really middle-aged couples podcast, even though that's what it's shaping up to be. Of course, because this is what we do when we do a podcast together. But there is an item in the news that's not political. Politics is disgusting. It really makes me feel like I was right all along to have this skeptical sort of anarchistic world view, because with everything. I mean, this is one of the things I wanted to ask you. Like, what do you know about, as a normie who really doesn't follow the news, really doesn't follow politics, but is on social media, like, what about world events has made it into your feed? What do you know about what's going on in the world of politics?
I hate politics.
I know that. But I ask you because it's interesting to know, like, what reaches you, the person that doesn't pay attention to politics. Like, what do you know about what's going on in the world right now?
Right now, politics is all over the place. Are you kidding? Like, it's everywhere. It's like, you can't not. If you're on, like, Facebook, that's the only way that I know anything about politics, because it's everywhere. Like, there's one side or the other right now. That's all I see. There's, you're horrible for this reason and you're horrible for this reason, and we hate each other, and there's no middle ground. And then every now and then one person will be like, you guys, this is crazy. We all need and then these people are like, no.
But like, what are they fighting about? What is everybody yelling about right now? That's what I'm asking. Like,
right
what
now,
is making it to you? Like, what do you know exists in politics right now? Like,
it's
what is happening in your world?
Of people. That's what's blowing up in my world. Being deported.
Yes.
That's what's.
It's so interesting that is still and I see it too all over social media.
I see both sides of it, though. It's not just one side. I see this person was deported because this person was deported because he was here illegally, but he was also a this, and this, and this. Then I also see this side, which is horrible in the other way, like this, I don't know.
What do you think we should be doing with the immigrants that are here illegally?
I thought we weren't talking about this. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't know what we should be doing with people that are here illegally.
But if you were the queen, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm curious for your opinion, because you're not, like, soaked in politics all the time. I genuinely want to know, what if you were the queen and you were the decider, what would you be saying happens to all of these people in terms of immigration? There's no right answer. I just want to know what you think.
I feel like I can't answer that question, because I literally don't have any way to answer. Like, I don't know. I would need to do research and be like, what should I do? How do I solve this problem? I can't just answer that. I think it's dangerous to have people here that are like ghosts, that have they're just here, and we have no way to trace them. We have no way to track them. They just murder a bunch of people. I watch a lot of true crime, and nobody knows how to catch them because they're ghosts. Like, that is scary, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be to the point where you can just come here and do whatever you want, and nobody can catch you, because you're not in the system, and you never will be, because you're literally not here. Like, not here. I think that's terrifying. But, like, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I mean, I think obviously there needs to be a change at the border to prevent this from happening. There needs to be like a change to prevent people just coming over so easily. Because I've heard, not even through a political source, I've just heard from people that know people that have seen things happening that are horrific, like trafficking children, trafficking, and they just are like, it's my kid, and then they're like, oh, we'll get to you when we can. Like, it's not a big deal, and it's easy for that to happen. That shouldn't be easy. That shouldn't be an easy thing to do.
What about
orders?
What about the person that's been here for like 10 years working on a farm or working at a hotel? What do you think should happen to them?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't like the idea of it just, just ripping families apart. Like, I see all that, and that's horrible, and I don't like that. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if there's a way to make it easier for some people than others, like.
Well, I think that's like kind of where the split is right now. Because I kind of feel the same way. Like, the person has been here.
They're proving to be
for a decade. They haven't committed.
good member of society. Like, I don't have a problem. Do that.
Yeah,
They-
like their only crime is not having the proper documentation, but they've been working hard, presumably, and supporting their family. I mean, there's a lot of people listening that would have a problem with what I'm describing. And
I mean, come on. If you live somewhere that's horrible and you want to come here and you did it and you're a good person and you're just providing and you're just working, that sucks. Like, how do we make that not so hard for them? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe we just need a whole bunch more people to help with that, with this whole thing. A whole bunch of people. How can we help this, figure out these people? Like, okay, you are a terrible person. You have all these charges against you and wherever you came from, and you need to go back because we don't want it. Right now, you're a dangerous member to this. Like, we're not doing it. But these people, how do we help them figure out a way to do this?
And what bothers me about the good people, the hardworking people that just didn't want to wait their turn, I feel like there needs to be, it's just the common sense, compassionate, because everybody's mad right now. Everybody's mad about
Everything.
how the system has been abused
Yeah.
against, because I mean, these people can come here and work their job for 10 years or for however long they've been here, and they're making $10 an hour under the table, and they're not getting any benefits, and they're being completely exploited
Yeah.
by the person that gave them the job. And they can be exploited because they're here illegally. So their employer says, hey, if you try anything, if you step out of line, well, then I'm going to call immigration and you're going to get deported back to Nicaragua or wherever it was that you come from. I have a big problem with that too. But I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, no. I'm not the one. I'm not the one.
But this is part of the problem. Like, we're compassionate people. And I think the majority of the country are compassionate people. And looking at it on a case-by-case basis seems to be the fair thing to do.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, you're a good person. You've been working hard. You've been exploited by, big agriculture who desperately would love for you to stay here so that they can continue paying you $5 an hour for all this hard work so that they can keep collecting their $50 million a year salaries and providing value to the shareholders in this whole disgusting capitalist system that thrives on being able to exploit labor and offer inferior products to consumers while raking in massive profits. Like, it's just, I mean, really, like, that's where you have to fix. Like, that's the source of the problem. That's the roots right there. Like, most of the ruling class wants to have cheap labor so that they can enrich themselves. They don't want to pay a fair wage. They don't want a middle class. They want a serfdom and then the ruling elites. And they only want a small percentage of ruling elites. Billionaires don't want to make more billionaires. They want fewer billionaires. They want to consolidate power. They want buyouts. They want mergers. They want a growing slave class made up of illegal immigrants that don't complain and ask questions.
Yeah, that's awful.
I have a mosquito bite.
Oh, you found one. Is it gonna that big?
I don't think so. I've built up an immunity.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I haven't.
So the one thing in the news, in popular culture, that we can talk about before we wrap up is Brian Koberger. You've been paying pretty close attention to this, yeah?
Yep.
It's kind of your thing.
Yeah.
You like the true crime.
Yeah.
And you like the true crime podcasts.
Yes, I do.
So tell us about Brian Koberger.
You about him? Oh no! Oh, so scary.
Can you see this screen that I'm sharing here?
Terrifying.
So what did he do?
He murdered people. I think he really thought he was going to get away with it because he was like, what was it? Criminology major at WSU. I feel like that's also part of the reason why it's like real, like, I don't know, just extra weird because I went there and like it shows the apartments and everything that he lived at. And I'm like, I think I've been there. It's just like, it adds a extra layer of creepy, you know?
So what did he do? What's he accused of?
No, he's
Or
not
he was convicted.
convicted. He's going to prison for the rest of his life. He killed 4 people from University of Idaho, I think, or maybe I made that part up, in Moscow, Idaho. That's I think where they went to school. That's what he literally has said. Nothing. He just said, "I respectfully decline to say anything at the hearing." So all he did was the judge read out like, "You're accused of this, this, killing this person, this person, this person, this person." And he just said, "I plead guilty to that. I plead guilty." He pled guilty to everything, and he hasn't said, like, he's not given anything else.
But did he plead guilty at first? Like he didn't even
Like a year or more of him trying to say he didn't do it, and his lawyers trying to say he didn't do it. There was other people, like there's other people who did it. You can't prove this. There's no murder weapon. You know, like they tried really hard, but then when it came down to it, the prosecution had there's a lot. The prosecution had a lot of details that just do not make any sense. They don't, like, there's no getting around it. So he was like, I can't. I mean, I'm sure.
was he in jail the whole time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Just pretending like he didn't. So what was it that made him?
You know, I don't know for sure because I don't know all the, like, we didn't get to see a trial. Like, we don't know every single, well, I don't know every single detail, but I think there was really a lot. Like his searches, he literally bought the same knife off Amazon and did not clear his search history. Like he was driving around in that area. He didn't turn off on the night of the murder, he literally turned off his, like, I think he turned it off his phone.
Put like on airplane mode or whatever.
Back on, but then he came back later, like he was looking around the area. He'd been in that area before. There was a lot, like his DNA. I mean, he was wearing gloves at his parents' house putting garbage out because he didn't want his DNA on stuff, but they got a match through his dad's DNA because he was at his parents' when they were like tracking him. I can't remember. There's a lot more. It's been a while because this all happened a long time ago. So the first time I started hearing about it and like listening to people talk about it was a long time ago when they had a lot of information about it. And then just recently is when it came back because he said, okay, I'm guilty because you guys have a lot of evidence against me. And he's like just not a normal person. Like he's terrible. He really is. It's terrifying. But he, like, everybody around him is like, yeah, he's a really weird guy. Like, it's not. He got kicked out of a bar at one point because he, like, wouldn't leave people alone. And they were like, you need to leave us alone. He was just not, something wasn't right there. He'd also, like, written some stuff in his past that was really sketchy because he had, like, I can't remember what it was. Can't remember if it was like a constant ringing or a constant something. And he'd written some real sketchy stuff because he was like struggling. That just made it be like, okay, this person's not stable. He's having a really hard time.
Well, and you said You said you thought that he was just there to kill one person, right?
Well, it sounds
Because
like,
what happened? Like, tell us what happened on the night.
well, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really like all those details very much because they stress me out a little bit because it's horrific, really. But it sounds like, because there's one girl that was, it seems like, was the target. That's the first room he went to, was her bedroom, right? So it seems like that's who he was after. And it just so happens that her best friend was in the bed with her because they'd been out together that night and they were best friends, so they were together a lot. But he went to her bedroom first, and then there was another person in there. So then, of course, there's two people that now are in the room, right? There's the four. So sad. That were in the bedroom, that he had to deal with two of them instead of one. So to me, it feels like he was after one person, and he went to find her. And she'd also been reporting that she had somebody following her around in the grocery store and being really creepy. And then also there was something about her dog. Like, somebody was outside with her dog and she saw them or something, or somebody saw them and they were like, what the heck? That's weird. Why is that guy out there? And then he like took off running. And it kind of, to me, that kind of feels like, if you get the dog comfortable with you and you go break into their house, then the dog knows you, right? The dog's like, I remember this guy. He's nice. Maybe not. Maybe he was trying to lure the dog and her. I don't know. But anyway, there was like she had talked to people about it, and then like there's like some like there was somebody outside too that was staring at her, and she was like, okay, like that's weird. So to me, it feels like it was him, and he was like stalking her and stalking the area. Knew that the sliding glass door would probably be open. I mean, it was a house full of young kids in college, like they're having a good time. That's exactly what they were doing that night. Everybody was like normal behavior, you know.
So he pled. Why?
He was going to be sentenced to death, but if he pled guilty, he could take a plea deal and not be sentenced to death. That's why he pled guilty, because he knew he was going to be convicted. There was like so much evidence, which I'm not doing a good job. I'm not doing a good job of like.
No, it's fine. I wonder why it took so long.
I think they were just really trying to like build a case. They were really trying. They were grasping at straws. They were trying so hard to build a case for him. And then there was so much evidence against him that made it real clear that he was the person that did this. And it was like, okay, you're either going to go to trial and potentially be killed, or you're going to take this deal and you're not going to be killed and you're just going to go live in prison. And maybe he feels like, oh, I'll do that, and then I'll come back later and be like, I didn't have fair counsel, so, you know, whatever. Because I think that's still an option. I think it's like, technically it says like no chance of what is it? No chance of, I don't know.
No possibility of parole.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But whatever it was.
Because what? So he pled guilty, and he had his sentencing.
Yes.
On the 23rd, just 5 days ago. That's why he's back in the news. And what was his sentencing?
Got a life sentence for each person that he killed. So like a life sentence for every Maddie, Kaylee, I think, Xana, and Ethan are their names, I think. A life sentence for each of them. So not just one life sentence, but like each person was their own person that he murdered. So they each got their own life sentence. But the issue with the families is some of them didn't want that. They wanted to go to trial. They wanted to get every answer that's not answered, and they wanted him to be sentenced to death.
What do you think about that? What do you think about the death penalty?
That's a really tough one.
I know.
A really tough one. Because there's part of me that's like, if it's not okay to murder people, then how is it okay to murder people? Right? But then there's the other part of me that's like, it's undeniable you did this. You admitted to it. Like, you know, like it's undeniable that you're this horrible creature that's not really a human. You should probably just be killed.
Maybe that's the bar. Maybe the bar is if you pled guilty. If you pled guilty, then
yeah, maybe.
I think the death penalty should be on the table. I'm just not sure otherwise. Like,
part of the do, because they're like, I don't want to be killed. I'll tell you everything if you don't, you know. that's part of the pleading guilty, is taking that off the table usually.
But on the other hand, I think, why should we, if you're a horrible murdering scumbag,
Yeah.
why should we, the taxpayers, be on the hook for keeping you alive for the rest of your life?
It's also real scary because I've heard stories of people who are wrongfully committed that are on death row, and then finally there's enough proof or whatever, and they're not.
Yes.
And that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Good. Like, that's so scary and awful. But then there's also the argument that's like, what's worse? Spending the rest of your life in prison, like maybe a bad prison, okay? Spending the rest of your life in a bad prison that's just awful, or dying. What's worse?
I think, I mean, I feel like a lot of people want a life sentence because they feel like they're going to find some loophole.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about him, because I feel like he thinks he's really smart, although he did really he really didn't do a good job. But I think maybe he is smart. Maybe he's smart. I don't know. That's like, maybe in some ways this didn't work out. But I feel like that was like part of it, is he thought he could get away with it. And I feel like maybe he does have something that he thinks, maybe. I don't know.
So Brian Koberger of Idaho, did he live in Idaho, or was he just
Pullman? It was like extra creepy because that's like where I was.
It could have been you.
No, well.
He gets 4 life sentences.
Yeah.
They found him in Indiana.
Yeah, that's where he was with his parents. They followed him. They obviously, they had enough. Like, he was going to go to jail. There's no way that he wasn't going to go to jail. And I don't know. I think it's up to is it just the judge or the jury to decide whether it's death penalty or not? And then in Idaho, it's firing squad, which is like, could you imagine being somebody on the firing squad?
I think I'd close my eyes.
Oh my God. That would be real weird.
I feel like firing squad is kind of unfair. It needs to be automated. It needs to be AI.
Firing squad is that bunch of guys. They all have their guns aimed, and I think only one or whatever, maybe all of them, but one or all or half of them, whatever it is. Some of them are loaded and some of them aren't, so they don't know who killed him.
Oh.
Don't know which shot. This is just what I heard from somebody. I don't know if it's true. They don't
Trixie.
know. Because that's awful. Like, to kill I don't know. That seems. I can barely kill an earwig. I hate earwigs.
We've talked about earwigs on this show.
Yeah, I couldn't kill anybody, I don't think.
I think you could.
Yeah, you're right. No.
Which brings me to the final question. I know we're running over a little bit here, but it was the number one thing I wanted to ask you. Do you think you could get away with it? And of course, the answer is yes.
No, I would never kill somebody. I don't think I would. I would let the horrible justice system try to solve it for me.
Okay. And then they fail. They fail. And the guy that killed your daughter gets off. How would you do it? How would you do it so that you wouldn't get caught?
Well, I really don't know. I really have not put enough. I watch a lot of true crime, but I don't really think about killing people because I think about the other side and how awful it is. And I want to know why people do that kind of thing. But what I can tell you is I wouldn't do stupid things. I would not Google anything. I would not be Googling how to decompose bodies. I would not be Googling anything about how to chop up bodies. I wouldn't be Googling anything like that because that's really stupid and that's what people do all the time. I would not be like shutting on my phone for just that period of time right in the middle and then turning it back on. I would not be doing any of that suspicious stuff because that's going to get you caught. Those are not smart things to do. And then also, I think you'd have to there would have to be nobody. So you'd have to totally get rid of the body. Awful to think about. You'd have to like acid gone, or like those big tanks. Just get it really, really tiny. Nobody can get in there, right? You just put it in that little and dissolve it in there, and then they're gone. It just has to be gone, and not you can't be doing stupid stuff.
Well, I was thinking.
People Google so much stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you just Googled that, and then they died of mushrooms. Like, what do you think? Come on.
Yeah.
You gotta not be that dumb.
You got to go to the library. Get on the library computer so they don't know that it was you looking at that stuff.
You just already have to have the knowledge. You gotta be so far deep into true crime already that you don't need to Google anything.
Well, see,
that's Oberger. He was already deep in, but he was still not smart.
Well, see, I think about there's a few different ways, right? Or scenarios is what I mean. Like, you're talking about murdering somebody and how would you get away with it? Okay, well, I mean, do I have to be the actual one that is doing the deed? Do I have to go into their house?
I would not do it. I couldn't do it.
And do it? Because if that's the case, then I would nair my whole body, no hairs, no possible way of leaving DNA evidence behind.
Got a body glove because you could still leave DNA.
Yeah, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And then the icicle, like you use the ice knife so that it melts, and then there's no murder weapon.
Really, you put a lot more thought into this.
Well, this is all like cliche, like this is how I would get away with murder type stuff. And then I just heard somebody on a podcast who claimed to be like a hitman for the mob. And there's a pug.
You see my pug?
Check out the video on YouTube, X, Rumble, and Twitch. Yep, she's right. Just barely.
They haven't tried to leave once because I'm in here. They're happy.
Yep. That's all they need. But I think really, if I really were talking real world, had to make it happen, or was it would be an accident.
That sometimes is tricky.
Yeah.
It's got to be a really good accident.
Yeah.
It's got to be because even there's been a lot of I've seen a lot of things. There's been a lot of accidents that they still don't really know. Was it an accident? Was it not an accident? It is hard to prove though. There was even the sleepwalking. Did you hear about that?
No.
That one was nuts. That was a documentary I watched. I can't remember. I think the kid got off. I cannot remember, but it was nuts.
He said he was sleepwalking?
He murdered a girl that he clearly was interested in, and she wasn't interested in him. He murdered her. He said he was sleepwalking.
Wow, and the jury let him off.
That's what I can't remember. I can't remember if he got off. I can't remember if I was watching it. Because, they do interviews with people in jail all the time, and you kind of can't tell until the end. I cannot remember if he was in jail or not, but that was a wild ride.
I'm Googling it.
There's multiple sleepwalking murders. There's another guy who murdered his wife, and he got off. That guy did get off because he said he was sleepwalking. I think there was a history of it, and there was enough evidence or people that were like, that's the one I'm talking about that got off, I think. Was it?
The headline from ABC News, sleepwalking killer Scott Fallader still racked with guilt over murdering wife.
Is it by a pool? Is there a pool involved?
Fallader's sleepwalking defense made sensational headlines in the 90s. It reminds me of The Conjuring 3. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah, that story's wild too.
He stabbed her dozens of times in the family's backyard and shoved her body into their pool.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. The second one where it got off.
From the officers who arrived on the scene, investigators, and through court proceedings, including testimony from a neighbor who says he saw him commit part of the crime. Fallader was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced in 2000 to life in prison. But to this day, he maintains that he doesn't remember committing the act.
Okay.
He didn't get off.
He didn't get off. So somebody did. I swear somebody did.
Yeah, all the search results are about. Here's one from Texas.
This might be the kid. 21-year-old claims sleptwalk. No, not twin.
21-year-old who claims he was sleepwalking when killing twin sister sentenced to 15 years in prison.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Not a viable defense.
There was one. I swear there was one that somebody got off from sleepwalking, because there was like a long history of sleepwalking and weird stuff. I swear, maybe I'm making it up. Maybe they didn't get off.
Joseph Mitchell found not guilty in sleepwalking murder trial.
Okay,
From ABC11.com, a jury found 50-year-old Joseph Mitchell not guilty of first-degree murder Wednesday afternoon. This article is from March 11th, 2015. Mitchell claimed he was sleepwalking, when he smothered his 4-year-old son.
Oh my God.
And attacked 2 other children in September 2010.
I don't like that.
Yeah, not a fan. Whenever it involves kids.
Yeah, that's.
Whenever it involves kids.
Yeah, even my true crime stuff, I'm like, I don't.
No, I don't like it. Even on social media posts, I read the first 2 lines and it's like,
nope.
This person and left their 4-year-old in the 110-degree car. I'm like, next. I'm sure they survived.
Dude,
I'm sure.
Are ever. I'm like, we got Murphy's for 2 seconds. Come on.
No, we feel differently about that. But speaking of children, it's
come out. Boom, gone. It's my fault. I left him in there when I was going to Papa Murphy's.
That's not worth it. It's not worth it.
A minute, I'm gonna take all the time it takes. I'm gonna get them out of the car and I'm gonna go do it with them.
I mean, I leave them in the car when I do that, but
It's only me.
But speaking of kids, it's time.
Time for bed.
It's time for their bed. It's time for your bed. It's time for my bed. I've been yawning. I don't know if you noticed.
I have.
This is why I didn't want to do a nighttime show with Mr. Kagiwara. You remember Mr. Kagiwara? He did a couple of shows. With me back in the day. The Asian skateboarder from Southern California.
I don't.
But he wanted to do what did he want? He wanted to do like 9 o'clock on Friday night. That was the night that he wanted to do. And that just doesn't work for me. I'd rather do 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd rather do 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. We're not late people. What happened to your light? You're still here. I can still see you.
Good time.
Yeah. All right. Good times. Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for
You're welcome.
helping me make up this time. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you appreciate the content. We just kind of shoehorned it in here. Make sure you go to @EARTHVOX. We'll go to X. Go to Rumble. Go to YouTube. Share, follow, subscribe. Follow me @EARTHVOX on X. Send me an email, therealearthvox @protonmail.com. We'll be back here on Sunday at 11 a.m. for the regularly scheduled stream. I hope you will join me then. Finally, leave me a voicemail at 701-787-1121. I'll be back.